Welcome to our channel, a place that specializes in providing analysis, revelations and summaries of the most attractive details from hit movies. If you love dramatic, emotional and surprising stories, don't forget to follow to update the latest articles. In today's article, we will take you on a dark journey, where trust is betrayed, where the closest relationships hide evil plots. A deadly secret was exposed when Dani discovered that Hayley was secretly poisoning Bill, the person she trusted, loved and always considered as spiritual support. Everything started out seemingly normal, but in fact it was a series of carefully staged events. Bill, a man who used to be strong and always optimistic, recently suddenly became constantly tired, often dizzy and disoriented. His condition was unclear, up and down, making people think it was due to work pressure or age. But Dani didn't think so. As someone who lived in the same house, she realized that these changes were too unusual. In particular, she felt something was wrong with the way Hayley took care of Bill. Hayley was always the one who took the initiative to prepare every meal for Bill, from morning coffee to dinner. She also gave Bill pills that were supposed to be health supplements, but no one really checked what they were. At first, Dani felt grateful for that devotion. But gradually, that feeling of gratitude was replaced by suspicion when she realized that Bill only felt worse after each time Hayley took special care. Every morning Bill drank coffee prepared by Hayley. And every time he did, he would stagger, talk incoherently, or fall asleep in the middle of the day. These signs became more alarming when doctors could not find the cause despite a thorough examination. Blood tests and biochemical indicators were all strangely normal, as if someone was deliberately tricking every system. Dani's suspicions reached their peak when she accidentally discovered an unlabeled bottle of liquid hidden carefully in a biscuit tin on the top shelf of the kitchen cabinet. Being a careful person, she took the bottle to an independent laboratory for testing. The results shocked her. It was a neurotoxin that causes central nervous system depression in low doses over a long period of time, exactly the kind of condition Bill was experiencing. She couldn't believe her eyes. Who in the family could do such a cruel thing to Bill? Who had the opportunity to come into contact with Bill's food and drink every day? All signs pointed to Hayley. To find more evidence, Dani secretly placed a small camera in the kitchen where Hayley usually made coffee for Bill every morning. After a few days, she obtained a video showing Hayley secretly dropping a few drops of liquid from an unlabeled bottle into a cup of coffee, stirring it, and serving it to Bill as part of her daily routine. The clip was like a knife stabbing Dani's trust. She felt devastated, stunned, and angry. It was not only a betrayal, but also a crime disguised as kindness. Despite her hurt, Dani knew she could not delay. She brought the video, the bottle, and all the information to the investigation agency. The police began to follow Hayley, but she was extremely cunning. As soon as she realized that someone was watching her, Hayley changed her approach. She proposed to send Bill to a private treatment facility abroad to reduce stress. In fact, it was a plot to separate Bill from everyone, to hide the crime and be able to continue to act secretly. Dani knew that time was running out. She pretended to be sick to stay home one morning, trying to record Hayley's crimes. When confronted directly, Dani surprised Hayley by saying that she knew everything. Although Hayley still tried to turn the tables, the recorder had recorded enough evidence for the police to take action. A few minutes later, the police appeared and arrested Hayley on the spot. The truth was exposed. But this was only the beginning of a series of unpredictable consequences. The police investigated further and discovered that Hayley had ordered the poison on the black market, used a fake identity and planned it for months. The motives are gradually made clear. Hayley had an ambiguous relationship with Bill in the past, and when she was rejected, she developed a grudge, determined to destroy him little by little without anyone noticing. Meanwhile, Bill was rushed to the hospital for detoxification treatment. Doctors said he could recover, but it would take months of therapy and there was a risk of permanent neurological damage if he reacted slowly. Dani stayed by Bill's side every day, feeling guilty for not discovering it sooner. She was haunted by the images and the sweet, false words that Hayley used to hide her cruelty. In the following days, Dani had to face public opinion, the press, and even relatives who did not believe her story. But then scientific evidence, toxicologist testimony, surveillance video and audio recordings made the truth undeniable. Hayley was brought to trial on charges of intentional poisoning, attempted murder, and concealment of a crime. At the trial, Hayley showed no remorse. On the contrary, she claimed that she was hurt by her rejected feelings, and that poisoning was the only way to make Bill pay for his coldness in the past. Those words made Dani shiver. She did not expect a person to think so distortedly and cruelly. The trial ended with a harsh verdict. Hayley was sentenced to many years in prison with the maximum penalty for intentional poisoning. During that process, Dani did not leave Bill's side. Despite the hurt, disappointment and pain, she understood that she could not fall. She crossed the line between trust and betrayal, between life and death, to bring the truth to light. And from here, nothing would be the same. Dani understood that this emotional scar would never heal. But at least she had protected the life of the person she loved. Dani never thought that her life would turn into such a tearful and tormented turn, but it was her courage, sobriety and belief in the truth that helped her overcome it all. Bill is still on a journey of recovery, slow but full of hope. The long therapy sessions, sleepless nights, and moments of near collapse have now been replaced by a stronger connection than ever before. Life will never be the same again, but Dani knows she saved a soul from certain death. The wounds may never heal, but justice has been served. And most of all, she has proven that even when darkness prevails, the light of truth can still penetrate it all. The story ends with bitter lessons about trust, betrayal, and the price of hatred nurtured in silence. But it is stories like this that we exist for, to tell, to warn, and to stir the truest emotions in our viewers. If you found this story thought-provoking and don't want to miss out on the exciting content coming your way, follow and subscribe to our channel today. Thank you for coming along for the ride.